flame, a symbol of what today has come to be known as the Gideons worldwide, was first ignited when, in 1898, two salesmen met in this hotel entrance in the USA, and soon after formed a group which came together and placed 25 Bibles in a small motel in Superior, Montana. The men took their name from a character in the Bible called Gideon. Gideon was an ordinary young warrior who, when the odds were down, accomplished a great victory following God's power and encouragement with just a few chosen men. Today, Gideons distribute Bibles and scriptures over many parts of the world, in schools, colleges, medical facilities, prisons, armed forces, fire and police, and of course, in hotels. At the end of 2011, worldwide, Gideons International had placed well over 1.6 billion Bibles. Gideons are Christians and come from all walks of professional life: doctors, accountants, dentists, businessmen and women, who freely give of their own time and energies to distribute and place Bibles in and around the towns and cities in which they live. The Gideons were first established in the British Isles in 1949, and to date well over 30 million Gideon Bibles and Testaments have been presented in the UK, with well over 5,000 Gideon members who are or have been involved in this distribution. Our branch of Gideons here in the New Forest has been established for over 25 years now. We have been invited to place Bibles in many of our hospitals and nursing homes, local schools and hotels around Christchurch, Ringwood, New Milton, Lymington and Highcliffe. We have also supported the placing of Bibles on new cruise liners in Southampton. Gideons is a worldwide organisation, but the placing of Bibles is done locally by Gideons who live and work within their own communities. Today, Gideons place Bibles in 190 countries and in 90 languages, currently distributing worldwide 1 million Bibles every 5 days. That's more than 2 copies of the Bible per second. So every time your heart beats, at least 2 people are presented with a Bible.
Make room in our hearts for people around us. Put words on our lips for people around us. Put gifts in our hands for people around us. Pour your love through our lives. We wanna be like Jesus.
We believe the Bible is more than just a book, and the Gideons receive letters from all over the world, from grateful people who have been touched by God through the book. And more often, this has meant a complete change in the direction of their lives. Richard Taylor is someone who is convinced that the Bible was instrumental in bringing an absolute turnaround in his life.
My dad left home when I was 10 years of age. He was an alcoholic. My mum was involved in a number of different criminal activities. Life early on toughened me up. As a result of the lifestyle that I was involved in, the drugs, the drink at a young age, I ended up doing crime, doing burglaries and things of that nature. I got caught on numerous occasions, and for the first time at the age of 15, I was remanded to Swansea Young Offenders Institute. I remember the officer taking me to the cell. We walked up a steel stairs and it's very cold inside prison. He opened this big, thick door with a small spy hole about that big on it, really small. He opened up this door with his keys and he just said, "In you go, son." And he just, I just went in, just walked in with his bed pack and looked, thinking to myself, this is my new home. And behind me, the door just slammed into the frame and I thought, wow, this is it, this is my life. Here I am in a cell 8 foot by 6, and I remember sitting on the edge of the bed, put my head in my hands, and you sit there for quite a while trying to re-examine and look back over your past and think, what have I done? I think being in prison, you miss the things that seem unimportant when you don't have freedom. The joy of actually walking from your house to the shop to buy a can of Coke or a pack of cigarettes as it was then. You know, just those little freedoms that we take for granted. One afternoon I came back to the cell and there was a Gideon's Bible in my cell, which hadn't been there before. And I remember sitting down in the cell and I saw it and just thought nothing of it. You know, oh, they've just placed there, religious people. One afternoon I opened it up. I began to read. In the beginning was the Word, and the Word was with God. And I've never read a Bible before in my life. I'd never been to a church. I'd never experienced that kind of thing. So to me, this was like, wow, what am I reading here? And I was gripped by what I read in that book. It's as if the words were going into me and feeding something in me. And I didn't know what it was. All I knew was, as I read the Bible, it was changing me. And that Bible in my prison cell was the start of a journey that revolutionized my life. If it had not been for the fact that a Bible had been placed in my cell by the Gideons, then I don't know where I'd be today.
People around us put words on us.